radio broadcast, and I'm truly honored to be the MC of this launch of this incredible campaign. You're going to find out more about what Casa Lager will be doing to help communities and businesses in those communities. If you follow the Casa Lager brand over the last 127 years, you know that it's a brand that represents unity. You know, it's a brand that represents the values of resilience, bringing South Africans together, whether it's through a bride, whether it's at a wedding or through a soccer match. And as they look forward to another 127 years, they want to inspire communities, they want to pay tribute to communities, and that's exactly what this Keep It Within campaign is all about. They want to reshape communities, they want to help small businesses in communities. I think you understand how important small businesses are. They are a bedrock of our economy, and when you assist businesses in the townships, you are assisting a lot of people in the communities, and when those communities grow, it's the entire South Africa that grows.
The small business campaign for Casa Lager It's Within really is about recognizing and celebrating the good that exists within our communities. Because we know when we focus on the good is going to get better. And in this instance, the good in our communities are our small businesses. And we know that the small businesses help to grow our communities as well as our economy. As Castle, we really want to see our small businesses grow, and our goal in 2023 is to grow 50 Kasi businesses by 10% by the end of the year. And we'll do this by committing 34.5 million of our marketing support through our cans, our websites, our social pages, as well as our sporting platforms that you know and love. As well as through business development and funding.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I started this economy around 2020, but before lockdown, like during the early months. But when lockdown hit, I had to evolve and adapt and use the digital space to promote businesses. So the story of Casa Lager also resonates with your typical township entrepreneurial journey. When Charles last started Casa Lager, he didn't have funding, believe it or not. So he had to go and look for funding. So I'm very excited to be part of this campaign. The work that we do, we basically promote township business, because sometimes you can have all the creativity, everything, but then if you don't have the exposure, your business is practically non-existent. So my job, I'm making sure that I put them on. I've been doing this since 2016. Even my brother here, I promoted his business before it was fashionable. I've been doing it every single day. So I'm very, very passionate about empowering and giving exposure to the township economy.
We're excited. It's my joy actually to be part of this journey, and I think personally for me it is close to my heart, because I grew up in a space where I was selling at our spaza shop high. My dad was a mechanic, so I grew up under cars, helping him fix cars. And I saw firsthand, the challenges that we face, where sometimes, suppliers will pay late and he doesn't have money to pay employees, or sometimes he doesn't have money to buy stock. And when clients come to fetch their cars, he couldn't deliver, So those are daily challenges that our entrepreneurs face, in the townships, in the villages. So with that, my door was then started and is run by entrepreneurs. So we're entrepreneurs and we understand these things. So what we then do as my door is we really partner with business owners to say, how do we help you professionalize your business? How do we even more, help you participate in the formal economy? Because I think businesses in the townships and the villages are known for survival, But we say, but we've got to be more than that. So what we help them with on a absolute bare minimum, it's one, speaking a simple language to our entrepreneurs. It's often big jargon and red tape and compliance is so difficult. They can't interpret some of the things. So for us, it's particularly important. One, let's break down sales. What is it? People throw around big words, B2B, B2C. What is that? For someone who's also how do they build the sales pipeline? How do they expand? Two, there's a lot of compliance. I think we all know that South Africa is really full of red tape. You only trip when a police is outside to say, "Where's your permit?" So those are things that we engage and say, "You are in this space. What is it that is required at a minimum?" So that you don't spend 3 years, but spend 3 months, in making sure that you've got everything in order. But beyond that, I think it was mentioned earlier, access to market is important. So what we have done actually, we've got a digital platform actually that we use to support our entrepreneurs, and the reason why for us is we want to be able to reach any entrepreneur from anywhere in the world actually, anywhere in the country, with the ability to be able to trade. Just in us launching the feature, in just 2 months, the SMMEs in the space have traded 1.1 million rands. So you can see that there's buying power within our businesses. So we've got that, we've got tenders, we spoke about tenders to say, how do we even apply for a tender? What documentation do you need? So we teach the how.
16 years, of trial and error. So like you are right, it's not easy. It took me at least 16 years for me to actually get it right. And yeah, I started Drip in 2019, but it's actually a business that was, in the making for the past 16 years of my life. After I've taken into fashion, I was designing sneakers myself, made out of recycled materials, denims, bags, caps. I was just that weird a township boy from Ivory Park. So that actually manifested something in me in creating Drip some 16 years later. After I've done so many other businesses, failed, Shisanyama, Cash for Scrap, actually named them farming as well, poultry. So all of those businesses failed, but then later on in life, after going to school and then just say, let me just try and then do something and just go back into business. And that's how Drip was actually created.
I remember when I started in Gugulet with Chisanyam, the chicken dust. That was in 2010. During the World Cup, that's when I started. And then that time I was still working. The mistake that I did was I was working and then trying to manage this business, and then and my work, I was working outside the country. I couldn't get a good balance. Ultimately, the business crashed. It failed, and one of the things that I told myself was, if I were to start another business again, I have to make sure that I focus on it, I spend time on it. So that's what I did with Firenze. Fortunately, I'm working with my younger brother, who's my partner. So we started in 2015, and it's been going strong ever since.